Good afternoon, everybody. We're going to be making a football themed pin today. We're going to be using some blanks from Stadium Pin Blanks. You can go over here and visit these guys. They have or arenas from all over the country, all different eras that you can get. This is material that's from these locations, and he makes these blanks out of them, and they are excellent. So here we are going to be drilling these blanks out. The football pin kit takes a 10 millimeter drill bit. It is a two body pin, so it means it has a top tube and a bottom tube. On this particular pin, I'm using the stadium seats on the top section. The lower section comes from Divine Island Designs. It's a resin mix. It's called Bama Country. It's one of his team color blanks. Those turn very well. He makes very good blanks as well. So we're going to take it out of our lathe here, and we're going to start gluing in the tubes. Now these tubes are brass. The pin kit comes from Penn State Industries. Now Penn State Industries, on the kits that they sell, almost all of them, the brass tubes are already scuffed. But if you get a kit that doesn't have a tube in it, it's recommended that you scuff them with some sandpaper lightly. This helps with the adhesion. I'm using a 2-part 5-minute epoxy. This works very well. It holds very well. It's a little bit messy, but it does work. You don't have to worry about anything coming off, and it does set up pretty fast. So you can work with it in about 30 minutes or so. So we've got it chucked up on our pen mandrel. I'm using a very old Craftsman lathe. This has been in my family for many years, and it served its purpose very well. I'm using a roughing gouge to start with. I start from the edges on these resin blanks. I start from the very outside and kind of go in, and that keeps the chip out to a minimum. I'll use a roughing gouge all the way through the turning until I get most of it to round, and even take like if it's a smaller pin, I'll take the larger one like you see here and remove as much material as I can and bring it all the way down to where it's time to finish the material, or get it down to those very fine edges where the bushings are. Then I use a skew like you see here to smooth and edge that thing, just kind of ease it into those bushings. Now there's a lot of people that do the different things different ways, but this is just how I do it, so don't take it as gospel. I guess while we're watching, I can give you guys some rundown on the materials and things that I do use. Below in the description there'll be links to both of these guys' websites and to the materials and things that I use for this build. The build section is coming up, and we're going to start with a antique pewter finish football twist pin kit from Penn State Industries. These pin kits have extreme details on them, and they come in 4 different finishes. The antique pewter, like you see here. There's a antique brass that has that same grayish dark spots on it, but it's a brass color instead of that silver looking color. And then there's a 24 karat gold and a chrome, all with the same detail. The nib has that football feature like what you just saw. The center band, which will be coming up in a few moments, has yardage markers. They go from 10 yards up to 50 yards. Also, while we're putting the nib into the blank here, I like picking the most colorful or the most feature-full section of my blank to line up with the laces. I want my laces, my 50-yard marker, and my clip for the pin to be facing up when it's closed. So that way everything is immediately seen by the customer whenever they open the gift box or whenever they pick their pin up. Now, most of this pin does go together with something as simple as a quick clamp. Now, this center band I had to put in my bench vise to be able to get enough control and enough force to slip it into the body of the blank. These kits use a Parker style refill, so they're very easy to find replacements or color changes if you like a different color pin. They are twist action. The top body of the blank, the top tube, has a brass insert that slides into the top with a threaded end on it that allows you to take the clip, and you're going to set the clip on top of the brass, as you'll see in a minute, and then you're going to thread the very top cap into that brass fitting. So as you can see here, the top cap is that antique pewter. They have an enormous amount of detail in that very small cap, but that is a stadium type detail, so you can see the seats and the rows and the field and things like that in that very top section up there. Now, back with the alignment, like I was telling you about earlier on the lower pin, I like using where the lower side of the stadium is where the clip is. That way, as much of the detail on that pin can be seen when it's closed and when it's sitting in a display, if that's what the customer would like, or in just the gift box whenever I give it to the customer. These can also be put together with a spring clamp, with a quick clamp rather. And you want to do this the same way. You want to pick that certain spot on the blank that will show all of those details, the best looking side, the best feature side, and all of that. But these are wonderful pins. They write very well. They make excellent gifts, and I really appreciate you guys stopping by and taking the time out to watch my video. Please leave your comments below. If you have any questions, just list them in the comments and I'll get back to you. For now, goodbye.